And there we are. Hello, Nicole.
Hey, Selena. Hello.
How are you?
Oh my God, great. And I'm so excited.
I know. And I promised you this time you're not going to sit quiet in a square. You're going to talk. You're going to talk to me about something that you really like to do and to be in your life. So, for those people who are just jumping in, don't know where they landed, they just see the live turning. Welcome to Through the Lens of Life, the series of interviews with absolutely extraordinary people looking at life from a different perspective and sharing the beauty of it, especially now in these days where we have so many reasons to worry, right? So, welcome, Nicole. We've been in contact for how long now? We've known each other for a while now.
Some like year, is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
But every time we met, it was in a different setting. So most of the time you're the quiet one and everybody around gets the place to talk. Now it's your time to talk about that space where people get quiet.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're, of course, always putting me into like uncomfort zone and just kind of like, okay, let's do it. But I know you very well and I'm just ready to jump as well. So thank you also, Selena, for doing this, because when you asked me, even you just sent me this title and it was just like, wow, I have never looked at it kind of this way, that I'm recently and lately I'm looking to my life and also like to life around me through the lens. And funny is what I just got it like a while ago. I'm wearing contact lenses, so which is kind of interesting. And this is kind of about the camera and so on. But
It's about whatever you want it to be. It's
yes,
about perspectives. But it's very interesting that you brought about the lens in your eyes. I mean, how much more beauty can you see with those lenses in your eyes? I
yeah,
mean, hello. How
yes.
did you get so lucky? So, hey, we start with who are you and why photography? Of all the things that you're capable of being and doing, why photography and what hit the ignite button in your life? Because as I know, this is quite recent. Your coming out as a photographer is quite recent, so it's very interesting and delicious to know, how did it all start? Where did it start? We want the juicy details.
Yeah, okay. And just also for me, it's kind of still new, but it's also not, because as a kid, I was playing with the old camera and I was still doing this like, shaking. And I remember my parents always told me like, you should like have the person or at least something, the object in the middle of the picture. And I was always like, I just want to do it like my way. But somehow I just stopped doing it. Because I was lazy to learn something and follow the rules, how the photography and the picture should look like. So somehow I just put it into the box. Then of course I had camera in my life and I just tried to take a picture of nature, and because nobody could say something about like nature kind of
Yeah,
couldn't
you cannot say
play.
the tree should be straight, right? Or to the left or to the right.
Yes. So nature was kind of like friendly and open. So I just play with it. But what is really new recently, it's taking picture of people, and really I kind of realized this is kind of cool space to explore for myself as well, and for everybody who is on the other side, because so many people, they just don't like taking pictures of themselves, and they need to look pretty and they need to put the makeup on, and which is of course, it's why not, but they are also expecting the retouche and really like editing of pictures. And I was always sick of this because it took too long, and I was just like, but let's do it, let's catch the true of you. And what I realized, I'm kind of the space where the person can be whatever. It can be really shy, sexy, open, vulnerable energy, whatever. And I just love to explore it. And I'm just taking pictures of these moments when people can wake up. And I love also the process from the first picture, what I take, to the last one. And if the person is willing to receive the gift also of the energy and of these pictures, they can see the progress, how they are really waking up and they're becoming more and more themselves. And I love this. And it's not about pictures even. It's just about like, let's catch the moment. Let's catch the energy. Thank you. I'm just reading the comment.
Yeah, and the comment says people just melt in front of your camera. So safe and so much space.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. And I have to say, sometimes I just don't realize what I do. And this is maybe the point. I don't analyze what I do. I don't try to make it right. I just be, and I'm inviting people be as well. And really, everybody can shine. Everybody, you wrote beautiful words before this live, and I was always searching for lighthouse in my life, and I become as a lighthouse, and I can see through the lens that everybody can wake up this lighthouse in themselves, and they don't have to compare like their bodies, their faces with somebody else. Because who is model in this reality? Somebody who is beautiful on the billboard, but there's so much work behind. But where is the person? Where is the energy of the person?
So let me ask you one question, because you said it, a lighthouse, and I know that of you. I captured one of your posts that you put out there, and I was interesting. But what I find, there are two things that I find interesting in your pictures and in your photography. There's always a movement. Mm-hmm. You have, it's like a frame. It's like it's supposed to be static, but when you're looking at your pictures, nothing is static. So how does it? Okay, to me, the lighthouse is that thing where you can always count on the light within. But there's so much movement in the world. There, everything is energy and movement. So how did you come to those two? How do you, I wouldn't say marry them, because that's a different thing, but how do you swirl them into each other? A lighthouse that's supposed to be a reference point, and then that movement and that progression that you're talking about, from the first picture to the last picture, from the cocoon to the butterfly.
Yeah. Wow, Selena, thank you. And even you are able to put it somehow into questions, into words, which is kind of also sometimes difficult for me. But with this, and I always knew there is something else with pictures. And if you look at the picture, you can really see the movement. At least if you can look at it like for some picture and you don't see it for first time. But then if you play with the picture and you can really receive yourself more and more, you can see that what you said. You can see the movement. You can see the energy behind the person, behind the judgments. And this is kind of the lighthouse for me. Of course, your body is like lighthouse. You have this reference points. You have this, what is here. But the lighthouse, the energy around, the light, where is the shining energy is moving. So also you and everybody, me, everybody can have this in the picture if we are willing to look at it differently. Melting all the judgments. Yes. And yes.
And okay, so you call the sessions the Be Your Shoot, which is like, how many people do really want to know who they truly are?
Good one. Yes. And I knew it in the beginning. It will be different, and it will be sometimes even difficult for people to choose it. And also for me, I'm just willing to offer this, and I call it this way, like on purpose, because this is kind of like this is not about only pictures. The pictures can be beautiful results, but this is really like meeting the space, what will facilitate you, what will open the space of you. And also, if I'm like sending the pictures to people, I can perceive and I can really know what's going on in their world. And it's not only like positive things, it's really like, oh, wow, okay, I don't like myself. So many people they're not able to look at themselves. But this is kind of challenge, and I love challenges.
You know what I heard when you were speaking? I heard something like, this is not the Olympics. Truly, it was really like this thing of, this is not the Olympics. I don't know what you were saying exactly, what was, but I heard this is not the Olympics. How many people are actually competing with an image that they have in their head, and they say, if I go to BU shoot, then I have to see that I had a progressive, positive, significant evolution.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Well, luckily, I'm working on myself a lot, and really like, and also this invitation to be here, and of course you had another interviews with another photographers, and also this is space for me where I was and I'm still comparing myself with others. So it's kind of like natural thing what we learned, but I'm working on it to not compare and really be only the space, and also really be space if somebody is complaining. Well, it didn't happen yet, but just really melt these judgments, because we are functioning so much from judgments, comparing, looking perfect. And I'm to be the lighthouse, just stay still and look at the people with my eyes mostly, and really send them the energy and how I see them, and inviting them to the space they can see themselves through my eyes, where is no judgment.
Have you always had this thing of trusting what you see?
Nope. Honestly, no.
So how did you reach there? Because for some people it's interesting, or maybe even important to know, what is the transformation that brought you to be this space where they themselves can be everything? I mean, you said, just be still and be the space. Now it's very, for somebody who's in front of you full of judgment, to be still in your stillness and in that space can bring a lot of stuff to the surface.
Yeah.
But as you said, you've been through this process yourself, and every time you're with people around, it's an opening, it's a different universe for you as well. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, when people come to you, what is it that they are looking for?
Who is ready to choose this? They are ready to receive themselves more and more, and they are ready to jump behind all these judgments. And because I had this experience, and of course I'm still learning, and I'm working on myself energetically, and I'm working with tools, what helps me to go beyond and behind all these. So I'm becoming the invitation for them, and I'm willing to choose it. And sometimes really like looking at the wall with like from the stone, and there is even like small gap, and I'm ready to put this into it and let it simmer and let it go into their life. So after this session, I'm always like, oof, wow. Because this is about energy. It's not like done. It's also working with the energy around us. I'm really inviting everything what's ready can contribute. So I'm just asking, using questions, what's always opening space, also for me, also for them, and melt them. I'm just like, okay, let's go, guys. There is nothing what you can still hold in. And then if they can see themselves on the picture, like if they are like not happy for first time, they will get it.
You know what this makes me think of? of the way the lighthouse light really moves. It's light, and then there's quiet, there's darkness, and there's light, and there's this rhythm of allowing things to unfold.
Yeah.
What do you do with impatient people?
Well,
those who want everything like yesterday, like me. If you take me to a photo shoot, it has to be done in 15 minutes, but I enjoy all the fuss around. I mean, I enjoy getting undressed, undressed, and
luckily I'm really quick, and this can be really what I'm offering, the packages with pictures and so on, what people can choose. It's really, it can be really like half an hour and we are done. Sometimes people just require to be with me longer. So that's kind of cool. And we play and we talk, and this is kind of like having coffee with somebody, and we're playing also with pictures. And also I really send these pictures quickly because I don't do the retouche, and I can play with the energy. I can like look at the pictures like also from the different space, edit a little bit colors, the shape of the picture, just make it like soft and really the energy what the person is, not like putting and making it better, or you know, something like this. So it's always like I sometimes as soon as possible. And if it like takes longer, I always say to them, hey, there will be time, there will be the energy when I should play with these pictures, so you will get them. But it doesn't take long, so that's all.
What's your favorite setting?
What do you mean? Like a setting of
like where do you like to shoot pictures? Is like inside, outside, in nature, a studio, or where do you like, where do you see this transformation, let's say, at its best, without judging it, but when it peaks, when it's like unfolding and becomes that
outside for sure. It's just also with the nature, and also city pictures, really like in the city, which is kind of interesting. And on the beach, or with the sea. And it's just really, it's always, I try to plan where I will take the pictures, but then I'm like, no, I need to ask the energy of the person where we should go, and really it depends. So, and also sometimes we just walk with the person, and I'm like, okay, stay here, then, and so I don't plan the places. So, but mostly outside.
Wow, because I wanted to, this is like, for those who don't know how, let's say, let's put it in this way, they don't know how energy works. They don't know. Nobody knows how energy works, right? How would you ask the energy of somebody where to shoot this? What is it? Do you have the hints? Do you have, like, how to say, signs, like now, or is something special that's happening? Because this is like, to me, it's like, again, you present a cup of coffee to somebody to take a picture of the cup of coffee, and at the end of the day, so many eyes, so many perspectives, but there's one that shines through.
Yeah.
So how would you know when is the moment?
Me mostly, because kind of I'm talkative, I'm not only silent. I talk to people, and if you're really doing these pictures and so on, we just speak, and sometimes the person even say something but even they don't realize, and it's kind of the sign where we should stop and take the picture. So this is kind of really like, I'm present with the person, which is the most important thing. I'm not like making dinner, or I'm not shopping and so on. I'm really with the person, with the body.
Unless you're making dinner for them. I mean, that would be a different thing, but hey.
Well, interesting. What else? Yeah, but it's somehow from the conversation, sometimes something can pop, and also the people, they have all their own pictures in mind, and they can just talk about it, and we're just making it together. It's not only about me, it's also about them mostly. So if they have these ideas, for like, also if they need the pictures for web or just for Facebook, or it depends what for media. So it's just really talk, and it's natural It's
Let's
happening.
ask you a different question. Who's your favorite subject? Who do you like to work with? Uh, Women, men, people generally, dogs, cats,
Oh my God, today
children.
I took beautiful picture of the dog. It was so spontaneous. He just came to me on the beach and I took the picture. So yeah, dogs as well, but mostly really people, women or men, it doesn't matter. Mostly I took pictures of women. They're still more like open to really see themselves. And but yeah, it's just really, and I'm so happy to work with people who are ready to receive and who are ready to kind of see that there is something else possible. But of course, if somebody asks me to take pictures, I'm ready to be there and I'm ready to contribute. But always my way. I don't change myself because of somebody is used to for professional pictures. They can just choose somebody else.
They can be professional at the end of the day with your sparkles on it.
Yeah.
It's a different view, and this is what I really loved in your picture, is that they have this joy of life and of being and of opening up and discovering, and this curiosity of everything can be so playful, and sometimes it's annoying. I have to admit, sometimes it's annoying. You look at all those joyful pictures and you say, no, it has to be hard. It doesn't. But
Yeah.
this is exactly what I so much love about your pictures. They do not leave you without a question in your world. So
You can see the story of the person, of the moment, if you are willing to look at the pictures differently. And because we could see so many pictures of fake happiness, fake joy. And this is kind of, I was always like, no, 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 no. I can take a selfie of me and I can be like, huh, okay, I can do it. Everybody can do it. But this is real about your body inside of you. You're ready for happiness. Everybody is asking for joy somehow. And this is like, let's go, let's wake it up and be this joy and have this picture and look at it after like few months, years. But there will be the energy of true happiness, not the fake one. So this is kind of my
I love this. The true happiness, not the fake one. So how many I'm wondering how many people do realize what is true happiness for them, and how many have to look at these pictures to understand somehow that there is that joy that they are looking outside of themselves lives inside them. But there's also, you have the people, you have the camera, and then you have you. So what's there in your life that you can share with us that made it so beautifully transposing in pictures that willingness to be that space for other people to acknowledge that joy in themselves?
wow. The most like what for who are we doing all of this? Like taking pictures, whatever, living, having joy, just for who? And this is like there should be the answer for yourself, for you. You're not doing this for me, for you, Selena, for anybody. This is really like find the true happiness if you want for yourself. And then if you find it, and this will be really like the true one, it's really go through your body and you're just moving energy of, and this is not about laughing or something jumping around. This is really like wake it up, be this shining ball what can contribute to others, and just ask for it. Just, okay, I like this, go for it.
What is the opposite of being you?
Like being lost for me, like we are still trying to catch us somewhere outside.
It's like looking outside for somebody to come and point on the inside, so this is you.
Yeah.
And it's like looking for a definition.
but there is more than definitions.
Tell me more.
Yeah, there is just really like the space of, and we were joking about it, like I would like to be in silence, but this isn't a joke. This is really like go inside, be in whatever energy you really want to be in that moment, be with it. And just realize and look at, I always look at my life kind of like from the top. And I was looking at me, if I'm really doing this for somebody, if I'm happy for somebody, it doesn't make sense. Like, why for somebody? Just look at it. And if you find the point where you don't want to be like this, change it. Ask for the change. And I did it. I was really lost. A few years ago, I was like, okay, why I'm here, why I'm living here. So I was really in deep, whatever.
I would say, nah, you were not lost. You were just finding yourself. When you have the guts to ask yourself this question, who am I? What am I doing here? It's where finally you allowing yourself to find yourself. So that's a courageous first step. And I have to admit that all those people who come to your shoots, to the BU shoots, they have to be courageous ones, because we have, forged all these images of I'm this, I'm that. And when people are in your space, those definitions that we are so hardly trying to hold on, they disappear. So who are we without those definitions? And I wonder, what are you going to see? So
yeah,
what do you do with this vulnerability that comes to you in chunks? Because at some point, there's nothing that you imagine, but there's everything that's true for the person in front of you.
Yeah, it can be really intense to be in this space of really no having points of view about, mostly about bodies, because pictures are still you taking pictures of bodies or face. So it can be really intense. And sometimes really I'm kind of gently forcing people. It's not forcing, but it's really inviting them to be honest and be this space of vulnerability. So of course I had sessions where we were crying, we were laughing, we had so many like these things, but mostly we ended up with fun and joy and like really. So I'm not fighting it. I'm just I am aware of it that can come, and I'm really like, this is kind of like sessions. I work also with bodies. I do these energetic works also. So I'm kind of ready to just be there, be for them. And yeah, but it's true. They can be really, they have to be really sometimes courageous and really be willing to do it.
So let me ask you this. Who's looking through the lens? Is it the eyes or is it the whole body?
All of it. All my being, and my body really contributes to these sessions, and I'm really willing to touch the person with my body and with my hands, and really like touch the body and really melt all the stiffness, all the like, okay, now it's good. So I'm using also tools and also some modalities what I can really, where I can kind of contribute to the person to really relax. So it's
so
uh-huh.
What does being you have to do with relaxing?
A lot, because there is, yeah, we are kind of in this like rush and being perfect and da-da-da. But this is still thinking and being in mind. And really also if I take pictures of people, I can really see and hear how they're like thinking, how they look like, how they should stay, and the pose. They are just trying to think about it, which is really loud for me, luckily. So that's I'm like ready to like, hey, stop, just stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then I can really bring this relaxation and really this space of like, hey, you can be just here. You can just stay and enjoy the tree over there. And I will just take some shots. And I will take some pictures with the energy, what was here. But just stop thinking. This is the like. And if you are relaxed, if we are relaxed, and if you are in this space of enjoying the sun and tree and the place around us, you can find this silence and this space of being.
It's almost like in that relaxation, you allow yourself to receive everything that's willing to contribute to you. And I wonder, only to you or to your pictures, or are you finally allowing an image of you to contribute to your future, to whatever you're willing to see yourself in the world as?
Yeah.
And this is something that it's not, as I wrote in the description, you not only have the looks because you are beautiful, but you're also inviting all the people to look at the godness in themselves, which somehow transgresses whatever judgment of beauty we might have. And it goes back to those sparkles of myriads of lights that are making the beacon of light of a lighthouse. And it's okay to have like loud moments and dark moments and then shiny moments, as long as you're willing to jump, as you said, over the cliff of judgment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I always saw different beauty in this world. Not only like, because I had always good body, sport body, and so on. So I wasn't care, kind of. But I was always, I didn't look at the bodies or people like, okay, you should have like blue eyes and blonde hair and this kind of, I don't know how to say it, like really the perfectionist.
The cliches of
Yes,
beauty.
yes. Also, this beauty, I always could see something behind. And this is maybe kind of what can people also get of these sessions. They can see, they can look at them differently. Not only like if you look at into the mirror, you can see so many things. But if you go behind, and this is kind of, sometimes it's hard to explain it, and it's not for the mind thinking. It's just really being with it. And after these sessions, if people just go and look at them into the mirror, they can see themselves differently.
Wow.
This is the point. I'm like, yeah, you can see beauty in the magazine, but is it the beauty? No. That's the fake. And yeah, why not?
What makes a good picture?
Wow. To be honest, willingness to receive and willingness to be.
To be also admired and to be also seen.
Yeah.
Wow. Revealed. Mm-hmm. So maybe you should call these shoots like reveal shoots. The revelation, which is pretty much something that happens through your lens. If we were to leave people with one thought, one nugget, what would you tell them?
Be you for yourself and shine no matter what. And really don't define this shining, how it should look like. Just feel it. And
then you
go
know.
life.
Nikol, thank you so much for having shared this space and these energies with all of us. Thank you so much for being so beautiful inside out and all around. And I will put the links where people can book the sessions with you. And I know that right now you're in the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
So for all of you who are in Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, and well, I know you're traveling a lot. So wherever you are,
photographer on the wheels.
that's a photographer on the wheels. I would say if you're ready to jump and willing to receive, go for it.
And even if not, just try it, and then you can work on it.
I would go. I'm the nasty one, I would say. And if you think it's not for you, then go for it. There's definitely something in it. Thank you so much, Nikol. And how did I get so lucky?
How did I? Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching, and see you somewhere maybe.
See you soon somewhere. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.